simpatico. Isn't that true with what Kennedy stood for?
Yeah, I was in favor of his revelations that were apparently about to happen, having to do with extraterrestrials and the technologies, and I think that they kept him in the dark on a lot of stuff, and it was one of the reasons that motivated him to want to go to the moon. So I was very pro John F. Kennedy.
Okay.
Very pro.
Very pro.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And what about Robert Kennedy?
I was personally affiliated with the Attorney General during the Garrison thing and afterwards when he ran for president, and my only feeling about him is that he probably helped precipitate a lot of the problems that caused the assassination of his brother.
Okay, so...
by chasing the mafia, for example.
Uh-huh.
Because the mafia supported his brother's election substantively, and they got very angry at him, along with folks like the ex-Gehlen Gehlen organization of the Nazis and other people like that were out to, and Majestic, I might add,
okay,
were really all out to get him and didn't want him to.
So Majestic was around back then.
Yeah.
And did they have something to do with the death of Robert Kennedy?
I don't think that they had anything to do with the death of Robert Kennedy. If Robert Kennedy was murdered by an assassination, it was a Manchurian candidate type of thing, and I don't know who engineered it. But I've never, ever known an individual at the CIA to ever indicate to me that they were part of any plot. And I've known a lot of them, including directors. And
what about John Kennedy? Was that a Manchurian candidate as well?
No, I think it was just a patsy. You know, Oswald was picked for his role in maybe one of a dozen plots that were being hatched off at the time, and he just happened to be in the right place at the right time to get the pin the tail on the donkey.
Okay, so how many shots were fired?
I mean, you can, near as I can hear, there were like 3 or 4. So you know, I don't believe that he did it. That anybody could have done that the way they claim he did it, and I couldn't do it, and I don't know anybody that could do it, and so I don't believe it. I don't believe that Malik or Carcano did the deed. And it may have well been used in the deed, but did it actually cause the death? I'm not sure what did it. Could have been frangible bullets coming from somewhere else up on a grassy knoll, etc.
Uh-huh. And did you think that, I guess, Lyndon Johnson or anyone else had a hand in it?
If they did, they certainly kept it away from me, because I was working with the Chief of Staff at the White House at the time. When the Garrison thing came down, I was working with the Chief of Staff, and I never knew any involvement by the Chief of Staff or Mr. Johnson, and I was very friendly with both of them. So the answer is, I don't think that. I think they were just down the pecking order of power that runs the world, and they just happened to be conveniently in the places where they were at the time.
Okay, so, well, as far as Majestic or the Illuminati or the Bilderbergs or the Rockefellers,
the Gehlen org.
The Gehlen
org. Yeah. There was a German SS officer by the name of Gehlen who had a continuing organization that continued on past World War II, that was substantively involved in lots of nasty stuff, and still is today.
Okay. And are they set up in this country?
They're set up all over the world, but they mostly answer, if not to the Illuminati, is the only place I know that they answer to anybody. Most people all answer to the Illuminati if there's any power in any country.
What about Majestic? Do they get along with the Illuminati?
According to my information, Majestic and the Illuminati are not seeing eye to eye over the idea of triaging the population of the planet in order to bring the population down to a workable level, or it's safe to have life. We're approaching a very high number, around 7 billion people, and they would like to triage a bunch of the population, and Majestic, which is mostly U.S. military people and some other foreigners, don't want to see that. They They're not in favor of mass assassination by